to a new episode of Journey of a Christian Writer. In this episode, I'm going to go over journaling, 4 benefits and 10 ideas to write about. I thought this was a good and appropriate episode to do, being that this is called Journey of a Christian Writer, and journaling is a part of my author journey. So I thought this was a good episode to do on my writing channel. I'm going to go over the 4 benefits first, and then I'll go over the 10 ideas that one could write about in one's journal. The first benefit that I have is journaling is a good way to track your progress in life, meaning your personal growth, any milestones or achievements, things of that nature. Journaling is a good way to be able to track all of that and record all of that. The next benefit that I have is journaling is a healthy outlet to release your emotions, and especially those more negative emotions like anger, because let's be honest, when interacting with people, in some cases we end up saying or doing things that we'll regret. But you don't have to worry about that when you're just releasing all that in a journal. The third benefit that I have is it's therapeutic for one's mental health. Maybe you fall into some episodes of depression or like feel burnt out or something. It's a really good way to practice good mental health and self-care when dealing with those types of things. And it's also helpful with organizing your thoughts and evaluating your emotions so that you know what you need to improve upon, or your state of mind, things of that nature. And finally, the last benefit that I have listed is it allows you to have the freedom of self-expression and reflection. I have a quote that states, "A journal gives freedom of expression without interference or misinterpretation." When you journal, you don't have to worry about being misunderstood by anyone or someone taking your words and using them against you, or misinterpreting you or misrepresenting you as a person. And you don't have to worry about any types of confusions like that, because we humans, we do perceive things in different ways, and that's one of the trouble, I think, when it comes to social media and stuff. But when you just journal and just keep your opinions and insights to yourself, you don't have to worry about any of those types of issues, because, it's just you expressing yourself freely, in your journal. When you're a truth teller, you make people feel insecure or scare people, and you don't have to worry about others' insecurities when you're just journaling about stuff. For example, last month during Mental Health Awareness Month, I had intended to do a live stream about the dangers of social media, but I could tell there was a lot of different people, both in and outside of church, who did not want me to make that live stream, even though I know it could have helped some people. And it was particularly for specific people who care about practicing good mental health, and my intention was to just advise those that are uncomfortable with me discussing the topic to just not even watch the live stream. But I know that how some people are anyways, that some probably would have still watched it anyway out of curiosity, so I just didn't bother to do a live stream at all. But like I mentioned, when you journal, you don't have to worry about other people's insecurities or anything, when you just keep things to yourself. But those are all the different benefits. Journaling is really helpful, with being able to know oneself better as well, and to build stronger character. I know for a fact that I'm not the same person that I was anymore, and some of my experiences also are contributing factors to why I'm the way that I am now. Um, I'm determined to protect my peace as much as possible, and by God's help, to ensure that I live a happy and healthy life. Um, I believe in being respectful of others and treating others right, but that does not mean I'm so close to certain people. And that's one of the issues, I think, when it comes to INFJs in particular, how some people mistake kindness for attraction, but that's not true. Um, and yeah, INFJs in particular, we believe in treating everyone right, regardless, including any enemies, even if we know certain people didn't treat us right. So, one should not assume that we're so close to them just because of that. But yeah, that's just how I am. I'm not going out of my way to be a people pleaser. I don't really care to get others' approval other than God's. And I know I'm too much for some people. I'm okay with that because I accept myself, and I'm just not somebody that's desperate for others' attention. And I just refuse to be wrapped up in any toxic friendships or relationships or any trauma bonds. I don't have time for any of that. So, yeah, I'm just determined to protect my peace as much as possible and my energy, because INFJs in particular, we absorb other people's energy, whether it's positive or negative. So we really have to be careful of who we interact with and who we're around. I'm not anyone's possession or property. I'm an individual and have a very independent mindset, and I'm not easily influenced by others. I value my solitude, but I do talk to people. I'm just careful of who I associate with, and I don't want anyone to cause me to stunt my growth because of those that I'm around. I don't want anyone to stunt my progress that I've made in my personal development, because everyone is not on the same mental, emotional, or spiritual level, and you do have to be careful of who you associate with, because depending upon that, it can have an effect on you. So that's why I'm careful of who I associate with and who I be close to. I don't expect too much from other people, because I'm not desperate for others' attention, and I know I'm not able to connect with everyone on a deeper level. Everyone's not comfortable with that or capable of doing that. If anyone feels that way, like I have some type of expectations for them to come up to, it's only because of them having people-pleasing tendencies. But yeah, I don't expect too much from others anymore because I'm not close to everybody. INFJs get misunderstood, by a lot of people, but I don't expect to be understood by everyone, and I just really don't feel the need to over-explain myself to other people, who just aren't able to accept me for who I am. I don't have the time or energy to waste for that. So, yeah. Now I'm going to go over some 10 ideas for what one could write about in their journal. The first that I have listed is Bible verses. Maybe you're writing about a particular subject or something that ties into a Bible verse or something. You can include that inside of your entries. Sometimes I actually write about different messages that ministers taught, and just record different things that they said and whatnot. Another thing that you can put inside of your journal is famous quotes. by inspirational speakers is another good thing you could put in your journal. The third thing I have listed is funny memories. Maybe there's something that was funny that happened in your life, a funny event or something you can add inside of your entries. The fourth thing that I have listed is life goals and aspirations. Maybe you have different life goals that you want to achieve. It's a good thing to do is to journal about it. And it's a safe place because you can't always tell your goals and stuff to other people, especially before they come to fruition. It's not a good idea to share any life goals and stuff that you have to some people because they may try to destroy them. And journaling is just a safe place that you can put all of that. The next thing that I have listed is drawings and creative ideas. I like to doodle sometimes inside of my entries about different things that I journal about, which is something else that you could do as well in your journals. The next thing I have is to just write what you did for the day. I often do that, is just write whatever I did for the day inside of my journals. The next thing I have is preferences. Maybe you have different things that you like, maybe favorite colors or things that you like to eat or something like that you can add inside of your entries. The next thing I have on my list is prayers. I like to include prayers inside of my entries, sometimes in parentheses. Is what I include inside of my entries sometimes of my journals, and what you could also include inside your journal. And the last two that I have are vulnerabilities and future plans. Maybe there's something that you want to express about yourself, or any plans that you have for the future or visions for your life. Is something else that you can include inside of your journal entries. But that is all of the benefits and ideas that I have. Another thing you can do is actually personalize your journals. You can name your journals. That's something that I recently started to do with my current journal, was to name my journal. I put a sticker on the hardcover of my journal and just put the name of the journal and then put the month and the year, a dash, and then I'll put the month and the year for the last entry on the front cover of the book. But that is just another thing that you can do, is to personalize your journals, because it kind of makes you like a little friend, when you personalize your journal. But as I mentioned before, journaling can really help you to know yourself better, to build a stronger identity and sense of self, which is really important as you go through life, because if you don't, then you're kind of like a feather just in the wind, because you're more easily influenced by others, and you can be more easily manipulated, which isn't good at all, so it's really important to know yourself better, and to build stronger character as a person, and improve in your personal development. But that's all that I have for this video. If you're interested in purchasing the journals that I actually use, I'll have those linked below. They have them in two different sizes, A5 and B5. I like to use the B5 for journaling, but I'll have those linked below if you're interested in checking them out. They have them in different colors, and it is holding up pretty good, my journal that I have, so maybe it could be the book that you use for your journals. But that's all that I have for this video. Maybe it was inspiring to someone, and thank you for watching.